All right, so what we rapping about today? Speed of perception. We'll talk some basketball. I guess whenever I talk basketball, you can always switch over to life. You play how you live, fam. Oh yeah, these are my joints today. These are my favorite Jordans. Remember my uncle used to come to town from Dayton, Ohio? And my man had these joints on. I think it might be one of his favorites too, but whenever I put them on, it always makes me think of him. Shout out to my Uncle Raj. So yeah, speed of perception. I guess you could take a moment and figure out what that means to you. I think it's pretty self-explanatory. Speed of perception can be, well, first speed. I guess we can talk about speed. It's how fast something's moving. Perception is how things are viewed or how they're seen or song. And for basketball players, for young basketball players in particular, perception can be based on many outside things outside of themselves. Maybe they just had a turnover at the other end. Maybe their coach is barking at them on the sideline. Maybe their parent is yelling from the sideline talking about, shoot it, shoot the ball, don't pass. Or the person you're playing against is busting your ass, just putting a foot right up in your tail. Those things can all change your perception. So your speed of perception is how fast you can see those things that are happening on the court. Distance, objects, maybe even time. Speed is also involved. And you also maybe even got a ball in your hand. So I guess let me show you guys a little quick example of what that may look like. Now let's use some 3-on-3 because this is easy, layman's terms. So we got the offense here, here, and here. These two in the corner got the swammy. That means they can shoot that joint. Defender is here, kind of with the open stance, forcing this offensive player to the left. This person's in the gap because they like to drive strong right. And then on this backside, this player just hit 2 threes the last 2 plays. So this defender cannot stand where they would normally stand, which is one foot in the paint and 1 foot out. Or honestly, maybe they'd probably be all the way under the rim most times. But if it's a shooter, they're definitely not going to be under the rim. And if they just hit 2, they're definitely not going to be in the paint. So they better get their tail out here. So now this player has maybe 2 to 3 seconds to calculate all these things that are happening on the court. On top of, they probably are moving in this direction. They're not stationary. So your speed of perception is going to determine what move you make with the basketball from this spot. And if your perception is clouded, if your vision is clouded based on something that maybe happened previously in a play, maybe, the week before in a game, the game before, all things come into account that can change our vision and perception. But your responsibility in that moment is to just see, just to take in the information, right? And this is, in my opinion, this is how it happens. And I think this is where it also crosses over into life. But things come in as things come into you as information. I don't think you should gather things that come in as absolutes right away. And then from information, maybe it moves up a level into data. Data is a hard word. I don't ever know whether to say data or data. I don't want to offend the data people. So it comes in as data. And then after data, it moves to another level, which I feel is knowledge, right? You can take that information and you just take it in. And then the data, right, it gets put into its compartments or its little divisions where it belongs. And then from there, you can take away some knowledge, right? And then from there, with the knowledge, here's the cool part. And this is where the creativity begins to happen, is you can now use wisdom. So you got information, data, knowledge, and wisdom. Sorry, my light is blaring off that. I got good skin, but this light is definitely helping. So yeah, I mean, this isn't just a basketball skill. This is a life skill. And when you're on the court, can you just take things in as information, move it to data, take that and gain some knowledge from it, and then boom, you have wisdom. And how fast can you? What's your speed of perception with that? Like how fast? What's your speed of being able to take in information and move to these levels of wisdom without in the middle of each level adding in your own personal emotions, maybe the past play, and I don't know, and maybe resistance to change. Maybe the resistance to change is what stops it from the knowledge becoming wisdom. So again, we're talking basketball. Maybe I'm talking life. I guess you can decide. But your responsibility as young basketball players is to have a good speed of perception, have good perception, have good vision, to not be clouded while you're playing the game, to open yourself up to just be an observer and to receive information. And then as the plays move on, as the game moves on, you have these compartments of data, right? Somebody's guarding you and they're slow laterally. You have that data and they've been guarding. I mean, you find out early in the first quarter, right? You try to penetrate hard and see if they can stop you. And right away, you know that, okay, they got good feet. Or you recognize right away, like, oh, I can eat all game on them. Not only can I eat, everybody gets to eat. So that's then your data, and then your knowledge. And then from there, your wisdom comes. And sometimes that wisdom comes in like the spur of the moment. So what I would challenge you young basketball players is to keep your perception clear, keep your vision clear, and it'll increase your speed of perception. Remember, you play how you live. And the game is a great opportunity for you to learn life skills. That's all I got. Signing out from the dojo. Hey!